Good evening, little A.
Good evening.
Tonight we're going to have a little look at something called decomposition. Is that a word that means anything to you?
Um, Compost.
Very, very good. Yeah, we're going to be talking about compost. Um, Decomposition happens when things die and they all decompose and go down into um, get rot and so on. And it happens as a result of these things.
Micro.
Microbes, yes.
Mic
Now, does that look like a word that you've come across before at all?
Microphone.
Microphone, yes. Any others?
Robe.
Robe, yeah, excellent. How was it that you look through to see small things? Micro,
Meter.
no, microscope.
Microscope. I
Yeah,
know.
you've come across microscopes, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We learned about it.
Brilliant. So microscopes basically allow you to see very small creatures and things like viruses, if you remember, things like bacteria. Do you
Right.
remember about bacteria
Yeah.
and fungi and other things called protoctists and such like? All these tiny little creatures that you can see under a microscope, but you don't really normally see with your eyes. And these little guys basically are involved in breaking down things to make them rot. So if you have like an apple core in the street and you just leave it there, it's going to rot and it's going to decompose, isn't it?
Hmm.
Have you noticed that? Go on, you
Yeah.
got a question.
Yeah. So you know how plagues start?
Okay.
They're caused because of bacteria of the fleas that are on rats.
Really? That's
Yes.
true, isn't it? Was that the bubonic plague? You've learnt about this at school, have you?
I learnt about the plague of London.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to read up about this. I know that the Great Fire of London stopped the Great Plague, didn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, microbes help things to decay, and the way that they do it is a little bit disgusting. Are you ready for this?
Mm.
They um, basically they secrete enzymes. So if this is some sort of poor decaying person here, all right, and the bacteria on top, they'll secrete enzymes, which are these chemicals onto the body, and it makes it all dissolve, and then they suck up all the gloop. Is that gross?
Yeah.
So zillions of these little bacteria, they like go, and they cover the body in these enzymes, and then they go, and they suck it all up. Not my way of eating. I don't know about you, but then I wouldn't eat a dead body, would I? That's called saprophytic nutrition. What's it called?
Cy Cyprophytic nutrition.
Saprophytic.
Saprophytic nutrition.
Very good. Saprophytic nutrition. So um, they feed on dead creatures in that way, and they need certain conditions to allow this to happen. In other words, they like it to be warm, a bit like today, really. That's why you're in your basketball top, isn't it? Nice and warm. They also like to make sure that it's fairly moist. What do we mean by moist?
Um, very smooth.
No, it's sort of wet, yeah,
Yeah.
but not like dripping wet, just moist somewhere on the way there. And they like lots of oxygen. Now,
So
where do we
like you're
find oxygen?
still breathing, but you're on the floor.
No, 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 no. I see what you're saying. You're thinking that they get the oxygen from the person. Is that what you're thinking?
Yep.
No, they get the oxygen from the air because all around you is oxygen in the air. That's what we breathe. Yeah, go on.
So trees give you oxygen. That's why bees exist. So they travel nectar from one plant to another.
Okay.
Well, and also butterflies do that. That's why you see them mostly on flowers.
All right. And that's why we haven't got any butterflies indoors, because we haven't got any flowers here, have we? We should get some flowers. Anyway, saprophytic nutrition, bacteria like the environment to be nice and warm, moist, and for there to be plenty of oxygen. And actually, there's a device which you can put in your garden which allows you to create this sort of environment, you know.
Hmm?
Do you know what this is called?
A compost bin?
It's called a compost bin. How did you know that?
Because compost bins, well, compost it in the garden.
You knew
And
that already, did you?
yeah, and
Oh.
also it looks like you can take it off and put the compost in it.
Well, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what you do. Norwich Granddad does that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He has a compost bin. He's very proud of. He puts his eggshells and his clippings from his when he's done the lawn and stuff like that, and that all goes in the top under that lid. And you've got nice warm environment there, haven't you? It looks like it's pretty moist there around that brick wall. And they provide you with oxygen, so you get some nice compost, which can be used then to um, those are the optimum conditions in order to produce the compost, which you can then lay on your garden, and that will help for things to grow and stuff like that. And inside here, you get all of that bacteria producing, um, helping things to rot and to decay and to break down and so on. All right, so that's decomposition. And that's pretty much it, really. It's a very short lesson tonight. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing you shortly. But now, sunshine time.